If you have a classroom full of kids, imagine putting them all in one corner and tell them to play tip. They'll naturally spread around the whole room. This is diffusion, which is related to osmosis. Now, in the doorway to the classroom, tape a broomstick about 4.5 meters from the floor so that you'd have to duck under it to go through. This is the membrane. Have a few adults on either side of the door as well as a few students. This shows that students can go through the door at will, but the adults cannot. Play tip again. The students will spread evenly while the adults are stuck on their respective sides. This demonstrates osmosis. Method. Step 1. 6 potatoes around the same relevant size were selected and cleaned. 2. 3 of those potatoes were placed in a pot of boiling water for 15 minutes to become boiled. The other 3 were left normal. Step 3. Sucrose was made with 25 ml of water and 3 cubes of sugar. This step was repeated 6 separate times to create 6 separate bowls of sucrose solution. Step 4. A cavity was made in each potato, boiled and non-boiled. 5. A quarter teaspoon of salt was placed in one boiled and normal potato. Step 6. Half a teaspoon of salt was placed in one boiled and non-boiled potato. Step 7. Controlled groups of boiled and non-boiled potatoes were left. 8. All potatoes were then placed in sucrose solution for 4 hours. 9. The amount of water absorbed was extracted with a syringe tube and was observed and recorded. 10. The experiment was completed 2 separate times to ensure accurate results. Hypothesis: that osmosis only occurs in non-damaged cells. Aim: to test that osmosis only occurs in non-damaged cells. Independent variable: amount of salt in grams, boiled and non-boiled potatoes. Dependent variables: amount of water absorbed through the top of the potato, measured in millimeters. Control group: normal and boiled potatoes with no salt in 25 ml of sucrose solution. Constant variables: amount of water, amount of sugar, size of potato, type of sugar. Osmosis is a process by which molecules of a solvent tend to pass through a semi-permeable membrane from a less concentrated solution into a more concentrated one. Osmosis works due to the differences in concentration of water and are separated by a plasma membrane, lipid layer. During the osmosis process, water molecules travel, or diffuse, through the plasma membrane from a lower concentration area to a higher concentration area until the concentration on both sides of the membrane become equal. The results show that damaged cell potatoes do not have osmosis occurring, and that higher concentrations of salt cause more water to diffuse. There was no water in the boiled potatoes as the semi-permeable membrane was destroyed while being boiled, and no water in the potatoes without salt as the concentration was balanced. These results relate to the principle because a semi-permeable membrane is needed for water molecules to pass through, and an unbalanced concentration is needed to make a net movement of water molecules to a more concentrated side become equal in concentration levels, making the sides hypertonic and hypotonic.